All right, this is the last video. I had two other videos. This is the third one. This one is about NFTs, which is great because now I get to put NFT in the title, maybe get a few extra eyeballs. The YouTube algorithm pumps me up a little bit. So the first question is, will I promote your NFT? And the answer is no. But if you have something interesting, if you have something cool, send it my way. If I like it, I'll mention it. I I sometimes feel like an idiot for not doing this. When you look at the amount of money, even just a schlub like me can make, like, look at my follower count, right? Look at the size of my the newsletter is doing all right, but look at my followers on social media. I'm like a nobody. I made $2,000 for a 30-second plug, and I don't do anything. I don't have to do anything. They give me the text. They tell me to read it. They can sometimes they'll even say, "Hey, we already have a video clip. Just insert it." 30 seconds, $2,000. But that's not really what I'm about. Even if I disclaimed it, like, "Hey, I don't know anything about this NFT. They gave me $2,000. They wanted you to listen to for 30 seconds. Please go ahead, listen to them." They gave me $1,000. Said, "Hey, talk about him for 30 seconds," and then I just read off the script. Like, I didn't even look at you. I just was like, "This NFT is a wonderful addition to your collection." Whatever it is. Still, that's not fair to them. That's not fair to you. And that's not really what I'm about. So I'm not going to do it. And don't tell my wife about all the money that I'm not making because I'm not promoting NFTs. But there are tons of them. And frankly, it reminds me a lot of what was happening 2 years ago with altcoins. This was before the VCs really got involved, before you had all the pre-sales, where it was much more community driven. That doesn't mean it was better, but it was very much more. These projects would go out and they just find people, just normal people, and they get these people in. There was no, there were no backers, there was no seed round, pre-sale, things like that. Well, not as much. There were some, but just not. It wasn't the standard like it is now. Which brings me to my next question: was what do I think is going to be the next big thing for crypto? And I think it is going to be NFTs. In 2020, it was very clear to me. DeFi Dexes and DAOs. And then we had DeFi Summer, and next thing you know, we were off to the races. I'm not as confident about NFTs as I was back then about DeFi Dexes and DAOs. It was just the perspective at that moment was these are really cool things. People are going to love them. They speak to some basic human needs, and it's new, novel, it's experimental technology that I think people love new things. So, and it was kind of a perfect storm for those things, DeFi, DEXs, and DAOs. But I think the next one will be NFTs. And they also speak to a basic human need, but in a way that, as best I can tell, is more accessible and it's more relatable. And it's something that where, DeFi is about finance, DAOs, DEXs. These are very conceptual. But with NFTs, there's a real item. And that item, it means something to you. On top of that, you have the idea of this immutable, verifiable record of ownership and you can call it anything you want, right? Digital scarcity. You can call it just this, global account, whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want. But the idea that it is verifiable globally, and you have platforms that allows you to exchange these things globally to anybody, anywhere, anytime, to embed that NFT with specific attributes, airdrops, access to events, a society, a community, shared interests that go around that are involved with that, plus the practical application of just having a record, a natively digital record. It doesn't sit on somebody's database. It exists. It is verifiable. You can take it anywhere on Earth, anywhere in the universe, and claim with proof that you own what you say you own, whether that's a house, a jet, or a digital picture, a JPEG. So all those things get wrapped up. I really do think that NFTs are going to be the next big thing. And it may even come as people putting money into NFTs instead of putting money into altcoins like they did back in the day. And you think, well, no, that can't be. NFTs are dumb. NFTs are dead and all these things. But DeFi, DEXs, and DAOs, the foundation for what you got in 2020 was laid in 2018 and 2019. So think about that with NFTs. 2018, 2019, we had 2017 even, people were talking about DeFi, DEXs, DAOs. just takes, you get the speculative enthusiasm. That's how it starts. That dies down. The real building begins. People start to make sense of what makes for a good NFT, what makes for a not so good NFT. Developers to make it easier for people to access, easier for people to get involved. Liquidity starts to form around these projects. You get some experience, like people who have experience, training and understanding, who can go and help people like me make the best of NFTs, actually incorporate that into the things that we actually do. And then the money comes later and the interest comes later. And I think NFTs, that's what's going to do it. Relax and enjoy the ride.